Yeah, we're gonna pop right in with One Piece, chapter 1095, titled "A World Where You're Better Off Dead." The cover page is Buggy chasing a squirrel monkey who swiped his trademark nose. It's a cover request as opposed to a story or anything, so that's fun and fresh. Why is my watch going off? Just generic notifications on my phone. So we're gonna pop right in. Last chapter. Am I right in saying that Frankie and stuff fell in front of Dude, and Luffy and Kizaru fell on the ground in front of him too? So they're all in front of J. Garcia Saturn. Actually, I was wearing a Grateful Dead t-shirt earlier. I should have worn that for this stream. Rep J. Garcia. But so, yeah, so, excuse me. We open on the Marines running away. And the Marine that's on the mic saying Saint Saturn of the Five Elders has landed. All Marines beneath the ranks of Rear and Vice Admiral are to evacuate the area immediately. Do not look back, even a peek will not be forgiven. And all the Marines are sprinting away, just running for the hills. And we see black lightning in the background, which we can assume is Conqueror's Hockey. And one of the Marines is like, he's already here, but how? I'm giving that guy a Jordan Peterson voice. He's gonna start crying in a minute. And they're like, oh, they're all just kind of talking. They're like, I've only ever seen him in portraits. What's with all the lightning? He's even above the celestial dragons, and one of them can boss around an admiral like it's nothing. Why would someone so far up on the divine hierarchy come all the way down here from Marijois? They're all freaking out. They're like, what the fuck is going on? But they know some big shit is going on. We see more black lightning, and we see a close-up of his face. He's kind of like... Because Bonnie stabbed him at the end of the last chapter. Yeah. And I think Vegapunk kind of shouts at her. He's like, Bonnie, you've crossed the line. That's Saint Saturn. You stabbed one of the Five Elders. Yeah. Bonnie is like... She's like an ant to him. Like, she's after stabbing him here, but she's like this big on his body. It's nothing, like... And we see the few vice admirals that were there, like, she assaulted one of the world's overseers. All Marines take aim. They all look like complete freaks. Oda really went all out on their designs, clearly. And Vegapunk's just like, Bonnie! And Bonnie is crying. And then Saint J. Garcia Saturn says, stop squirming, you pathetic maggots. If I did not wish to be stabbed, and his eyes are going sicko mode. And he says, I would have simply dodged. Okay. So his eyes go sicko mode, and then Bonnie is like hit. You know? Not by a force, but she's hit by his eyes, I guess. And he has her in his hand. That's interesting. What's his power? Like, because one of the Marines saw him and his head exploded. I thought that was Conqueror's Hockey, but no, by the looks of it, it's something to do with his devil fruit. What are the powers of yokai in like Japanese mythology? Because I'll have to look it up, but like I feel like his fruit is obviously a yokai devil fruit. Maybe it's like a countenance to a mythological devil fruit, because you know there's like special paramecias as opposed to regular ones, and then there's like obviously mythological zones and ancient zones. Maybe there's like an alternate to the mythological zone where it's like nightmare zone or something, and like the nightmare zones are like yokai, demons, literal devils, stuff like that, you know? And I am. What if this is one? I'm good, Eve. How are you? Um, but yeah, so Sanji obviously tries to White Knight, and he's like Banicha, and as he's running, he just gets in the face and gets flicked backwards. So obviously something is up. Um, that's good to hear, Eve, that you're good. Um, so Saturn takes the sword out of his chest. So have you seen my suggestions? I haven't. I'll have a look in a while. Um, Saturn takes the sword out of his chest and instantly heals. What? Yeah, and Frankie's like, his wound disappeared. And Sanji's just like, on the ground. See on Discord. I'll check in a while and get back to you. Is that all right? Because right now I'm in the middle of something, you know. I'll get back to you on Discord. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for understanding. So don't worry, when you're free, text me. Thank you. I'll let you know later. So it looks like Saturn is kind of like in a different league to all of them. Like I'd say Gorosei being on the level of the Yonko is looking realistic right now. Because he got stabbed, he pulled out the sword and instantly healed. He's just looking at people and they're getting knocked over, like strong people. Weaker people are having their heads exploded by looking at him. Like, I would say that they're at least Yonko level, the Gorosei, if not higher. I have nothing else to say on that. Oh my god, this man is a beast. And the vice admirals are running towards him, and they're like, keep the pressure up, get Vegapunk. And Saturn's like, wait, you fools, don't give them an opening, stay calm. Escape is impossible if you keep your weapons trained on them. So he's basically saying, stay out of this. This is my fight. I don't want you in this. I will take them all on by myself. And by the looks of it, he's going to be very able to take them on by himself. He's looking pretty untouchable at the moment. Like, Luffy is out. Luffy is based off the end of his fight with Kizaru in the last chapter. He is out for the count. Zoro is up top fighting Lucci. Sanji just got wiped out by a stare. Sanji is getting back up, but like, if he can't even get near enough to attack, I don't know what he's gonna do. Oh, we get to see Luffy now, actually. So Saturn's talking to Kizaru now. He's like, it's unprecedented for you to be so slow in executing an order like this. And Kizaru is laid out on the ground. So Luffy did beat Kizaru. Like, Luffy hit his limit, but if this was any other arc and Kizaru was the final enemy, the Straw Hats would be gone now. Like, they would have won the day and they'd be gone. Kizaru is laid out on the ground. He's like this. He's not able to get up as far as I can see at the moment. And he's just like, I apologize. I have no excuse. I need a second. I don't think I can move just yet. So yeah, it looks like Kizaru is down. Like he's wiped at the moment. And yeah, Saturn turns to Luffy. Luffy is in his old man form, splayed out on the ground because he's gassed. And Saturn just says, given the circumstances, I can understand this disappointment. And he just says, now then. And we see one of his toenails, one of his spider ass toenails, directly above Luffy. He's about to stomp on him. And at the last second, Frankie uses his strong right to punch Luffy out of the way, so Luffy doesn't get crushed. The only way I can see this, the only ways I can see this going are Luffy recovering and fighting Saturn to a hold, to a standstill, just by virtue of getting stronger over the course of the fight, getting more used to Gear 5, as Luffy wants to do. He generally starts the fight weaker than the opponent, and by the end of the fight he's as strong, if not stronger, than them. The other ways I could see it ending are they just escape due to a distraction, like the Blackbeard pirates arriving, which we know are just outside the island, or someone else arriving, who knows, or Vegapunk pulls something out, or the robot. Actually, I forgot, when Luffy went into Gear 5 fighting Kizaru, the giant robot that was in the underground area, the eyes lit up, so that robot could possibly come through and save them. Other than those three options, I don't think they have any other options, to be honest. I like the idea of Luffy, Zoro, Jinbei, and Sanji fighting him as a group, or all of the Straw Hats fighting him as a team. But I don't think it's realistic, because I don't like the entire Straw Hat group. Because I don't think Nami, Usopp, Chopper are going to be able to withstand him if he can just look at people and knock them out. I don't think the three of them are going to be able to withstand him. Excuse me. I don't think Robin would, because she has quite a low durability. She's, her attack, she's basically an assassin. So I think the four of them would not be great, even if Robin is one of the stronger people on the crew. So it's a rock and a hard place at the moment. So we see Frankie knocked Luffy out of the way. And Saturn's response is to say, interesting, so you're the kind of pirates that stick together. And Frankie is just like, ha, so even the biggest big shots in the world are after our captain's head? Good to know. He catches Luffy after punching him away. And Luffy's just kind of like, Luffy is asleep as far as I can tell. We see a Honkshu snot bubble. Oh no, sorry, that's his tongue. So Saturn's just kind of expositing. He's like, Straw Hat Luffy, Jewelry Bonnie, your involvement in this affair was certainly unforeseen. However, the coasts have been completely blockaded by our army. It would be something to see you escape from such a hopeless situation. We shall see what fate has in store for you. Now, we know that obviously something bad happens to Saturn, and the Straw Hats get the credit for it, because we know this because of the fact that we've seen tomorrow's newspaper at this point. We have seen the paper that gets released after this incident, and it's something that shocks the world. I don't think a new Yonko getting defeated would be enough to shock the world. I really do think that what gets the shock of the world is a member of the Gorosei, the biggest big shots in the world, as Frankie just called him, gets beaten. I think that's what happens, obviously. And Kizaru. Kizaru is already beaten. He's down. if Luffy can beat him, it means that he'll be able to get up. Don't get me wrong. I'm seeing, like, I'd imagine there's going to be another Kizaru fight in this arc, but I don't think it'll be against Luffy. I think maybe Jinbei and Sanji, or maybe one of the two. I could see it happening. I could see it being like Kizaru is nerfed from losing. He's kind of gassed, so it's easier for Sanji or Jinbei to fight him. That's what I'm imagining happens now. Luffy fights Saturn, and Zoro wipes out a fresh Lucci. The idea would be that a fresh Lucci with his awakening is stronger than a gassed Kizaru. That's what I would imagine the logic would be. Yeah. So now we see Saturn addressing Vegapunk. He says, "Your betrayal is a heavy blow. I'm grateful for all you have accomplished for the Navy during your tenure. Now which one of you is to die first? Tell me the cruelest order possible. I want you to die cursing yourself for daring to cross the world government." So he's just kind of a sadist. He's just kind of a mean guy. And now he's just hoisting Bonnie into the air and talking. He's like, "Human nature is to blame. Why must people always be tempted by that which has been explicitly forbidden?" And Sanji's like, "Wait, no, stop! Don't hurt my queen!" and he's kind of like, "Why isn't anybody doing anything?" And then Frankie's like, "I can't. It's like something is pinning me down." And Vegapunk's like, "If he isn't using technology, it must be some sort of devil fruit ability." So yeah. And Sanji's like, "Oh no, Bonnie!" And then we see Bonnie close up. She's like, but she's all bloody and she's in shade and stuff. And she says, "Saturn, you killed my father." And Saturn's like, he's basically just an exposition dump at the moment. He's just kind of going off. He's like, "You're talking about Kuma. He was born to be a slave, a descendant of people who committed a grave sin against the world government, a survivor of the now extinct Buccaneer race." New race just dropped? Interesting. The Buccaneer race. So Big Mom's big thing was that she was it 3 races that she didn't have on Whole Cake Archipelago? There was the Lunarians. There was 2 other races that we didn't know of. One was the Giants. Sorry. There was 2 other races that she didn't have. One was the Giants, so we didn't know of one race. Because she had no Lunarians, she had no Giants because of her personal history with them. And then there was the Lunarians. Then there was the 3rd race. Is this the Buccaneer race? Is that what the 3rd race was that she didn't have? Interesting. I wonder what's so special about the Buccaneer race. Are we going to find out in this chapter? Yeah, what's so special about them? What makes them a unique race, Bonnie? Okay. Excuse me? So now we're getting a flashback. Kuma narrating the flashback. He says, "Bonnie, when I was a boy, I wanted to be a hero. Someone who could save people from suffering and grant them their freedom. Just like the legendary warrior of liberation, Nika." Interesting. So Bonnie knows about Nika. Bonnie knows what Nika is. Is this how Luffy finds out what his true devil fruit is? Through Bonnie. Interesting. So how am I going to say this? So Who's Who said when Nika was first introduced as a concept, Who's Who said that it was like a legend spoken in hushed tones among prisoners in the prison he was kept in, which I don't think was Impel Down. So that's one thing. Then, other than that, it's basically, we know that it's basically been wiped from the annals of history, Nika as a legend. But the fact that Kuma knows what it is very interesting, because it's like, how does he know about it? We can assume the fact that literally 2 panels ago we found out what his race is. He's a survivor of a near extinct race. We can assume that he knows what it is because his race followed them. Generally as well, Buccaneers are pirates in history. Joy Boy was assumedly a pirate of his time. So can we say that the Buccaneer race are possibly the people who followed Joy Boy? And maybe that's why they were hunted to extinction, because we can assume that if it's an extinct race, it can be assumed that the celestial dragons hunted them to extinction like they did the Lunarians. Maybe that's why they did it, and maybe that's their grave sin against the world. It's following Joy Boy, or maybe Joy Boy was one of them or something. But anyway, back to it. Saturn says all troops aim for the head. And then we go back to the flashback and Bonnie asks Kuma, Nika? And Kuma's like, that's right, I've always looked up to him. They say Nika would always come along, laughing to this rhythm. Dondo Toto. Dondo Toto. Okay. And Sanji's like, Bonnie-chan, all of you knock it off. And Vegapunk's like, stop, she's just a kid. Yeah, this is playing into my belief that Bonnie is like 12. And we get more flashback. So am I gonna be freed too? And Kuma is laughing. He's like, of course. And then we're getting actual flashback. That was just like speech bubbles over events happening in the present day, but we're seeing the blackening of the panels, which means it's a flashback to 47 years ago in the South Blue. The kingdom of Sorbet, which is the kingdom where Kuma and Bonnie are from. And we hear a baby crying, wah, wah. And someone says, congratulations, what a big boy. So this is Kuma's birth. So Kuma's only 47. Young for One Piece, I will say. And we see his parents. And his dad is giant, and his mom is small. And his dad says, I'm so glad to finally meet you. And then his mom's like, hello, Kuma. But, so, his name is Bartholomew Kuma, right? If they're saying hello, Kuma, that means that Bartholomew is his surname. At which point, does that mean that Bonnie's actual name is Bartholomew Bonnie? Is that what we're saying instead of Jewelry Bonnie? Obviously, Jewelry was never her actual name, but like, is that what we're going with? Bartholomew Bonnie? I assumed Kuma would have been their surname, and it was like, oh, the naming convention where they're from is that, you know, surname is second, like in the West. So it would be, you know, Bonnie Kuma as opposed to Bartholomew Bonnie. And so, excuse me, Doc, his blood, right? Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Okay, so people know but are keeping it secret that his dad is a buccaneer, because obviously it's his dad. His mom just looks like a normal person. He's half-blood, I'm guessing. And his dad's playing with him and it's like, Dad, what a cheerful baby. I'm sorry, Clap, you've got to run. There were government agents in the hospital. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh no, the doctor is crying. Just take me, I'm the one with the buccaneer blood. Oh no. Oh god, no. Oh no. My wife is normal. Please let her and my son go, I beg you. It's okay. It'll all be okay. Okay. They took the husband and wife and son. So Kuma and his parents all became slaves to the Gorosei, or the celestial dragons as a whole. The Tenryubito. Um and we see Kuma being made to haul around massive boxes of stuff by Tenryubito, and they're saying, two of them are talking, they're like, this mongrel is a buccaneer. Wow, look at his power. So young. And then they're beating him, and they're like, why are you so slow? And he's just kind of like, that hurts. I'm sorry. And he's crying, and they're like, stop crying. Do you want to die? Holding a pistol. And he meets his dad, and they're like, hey, Kuma, how are you holding up? And he's like, fine, daddy. Master's so kind to me. I'm very lucky. And his dad's talking. He's like, I have something to tell you. Mommy has passed away and gone to heaven. Oh no, that's so sad. His dad's crying, and he's crying. And the dad's like, isn't that wonderful? She's in a better place now. And Kuma is bawling. Oh my god. He's out of sorts, like. And we get more like narration. It's his dad saying, excuse me. It's his dad saying, but Kuma, you're strong. You can survive this. You must be brave and bear it for me. And Kuma saying back, but why isn't death so much easier? And his dad's like, the warrior of liberation will come and save you. And Kuma's just like, who? And his dad drops the line. He says, the sun god Nika. And he's just like, that name has been passed down through Buccaneer folklore for generations. Nika will come and take you out to sea, where you will be under the sun and free. Nika always smiles. Okay, at this point I'm saying it. The Buccaneers were the followers of Joy Boy. And the people never fail to laugh when they hear his drumbeat. Dondo Toto, Dondo Toto, Don. And Kuma's laughing at the dad. Oh god. That's so fucking grim. So Kuma's laughing at his dad, and then he gets splattered with his blood. And we see a Tenryubito, after shooting him with a rifle in the back, killing him, saying, shut up already. Jesus Christ. That's so grim, man. And then we got 38 years ago in the West Blue. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a Tenryubito talking. They're like, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your patience. Remember, this event only takes place once every 3 years. Don't miss your chance to take part. It's the Native Cleansing Festival. Oh god. The Tenryubito have a genocide festival. Are you kidding me? Like, come on, like, they have a genocide festival. The venue chosen this time is this non-government affiliated country. So, oh my god, no. So what they do is they choose countries that aren't affiliated with the world government and aren't paying the heavenly tribute. And they just commit genocide on the island. Are you serious? They call it God Valley. No. What? 38 years ago, God Valley. Is this what I think it is? 38 years ago, and they call it God Valley. We're getting the God Valley incident. Oh my god. We're actually going to find out what happened. So, I think everyone assumed that God Valley was like the home, or like a second home besides Marijua, of the Celestial Dragons. But by the looks of it, it wasn't. It was just a different island that was called God Valley, and the Tenryubito decided to commit genocide on it. And I'm guessing that's why the incident occurred. Roger and Garp teamed up against the Rocks Pirates 38 years ago at God Valley to fight, because the Rocks Pirates must have wanted to stop it and kill the Celestial Dragons. Is that what happened? Oh my god. So is that how the God Valley incident happened? Oh, this might be oh my god, please tell me that we're getting to the end of this chapter. I'd say there's only like 2 or 3 pages left. Please tell me next week is just going to be God Valley. Or the next 2 weeks or something. Please. Because I think that could potentially be the best stretch chapters out of this whole bunch of this arc. Could be just the peak. But anyway, they call it God Valley. This blasphemous name was given to the island as it has an abundance of natural resources. So that's why it's called God Valley. It's nothing to do with the Celestial Dragons. It's just a resource-rich location. The world government has just annexed this land so it can be the site of our traditional human hunt. And we see some people from the island saying, how selfish can you be? You want to slaughter our citizens for sport? Have you lost your minds? This is our country. Oh, this seems to be the king, or like the leader of this island saying this. And there's a woman standing behind him like, my lord. And then we see him get sliced down. I know that. That's Fegerland, is it? Shanks's uncle or whatever it's going to be revealed as. That's whoever he is. It's Shanks's relative. Interesting. So he kills the king of God Valley because when he was revealed, Garling, that's the one. When he was revealed, the title card said he was. Yeah, he was called the champion of God Valley when he was introduced. So I'm guessing he's called the champion because of the fact that he just killed the king of God Valley. Oh, we actually get to see what he looked like when he was younger. He's kind of he looks like Shanks except with the moon hair. He doesn't have the beard, it's just the hair. But yeah, he still has the same half crescent moon hair. And we hear a thing over the radio like, oh my, hold your horses, St. Garling. You've gone and started before the buzzer. In a shocking twist, the king of the natives has already been slain. As a penalty for starting the hunt early, St. Garling will be docked 10,000 points. What a blow for one of the predicted frontrunners. So it's a competition to see who can kill the most. Kill the most natives. That's so grim. And Garling has like a concession of other celestial dragons, like specifically women following behind him, like, oh, swooning over him. God's Knight, St. Fegerlin Garling, and he just says, I need a handicap like that to keep things interesting. So I'm guessing Garling is he's like a prodigious celestial dragon warrior. I'm guessing he's going to be as strong as the Gorosei. And there's just more announcements to spruce up the proceedings. We have arranged to add some additional game to be hunted down alongside the natives. These slaves are all notorious troublemakers and sinners. Once they are released, we'll chase them down like wild rabbits. And we see Saturn looking exactly the same as the way he looks in the modern day. This is 38 years ago. He looks old. Saturn, Gorosei being immortal? Confirmed? Gorosei being people who receive the immortality surgery over the years? Confirmed? because I could see it being a thing of like the celestial dragons over the years since Emu is obviously after receiving the immortal surgery, considering it's basically been confirmed at this point that Emu is one of the 20 founding rulers. But I could imagine that over the years, since 800 years ago, the end of the Void Century, I could imagine 5 different times there being Ope no Mi users who have been forced to use the immortality surgery on celestial dragons, and those 5 are the Gorosei. But anyway, he's receiving a report saying, "Sir, we just got word they tracked down the child who tried to escape. It was the Buccaneer brat." So Kuma was trying to escape on God Valley. And people are dragging him back, like trying to run away. How selfish can you get? They put us into groups of 10 for collective punishment. You know, if you got away, the rest of us would have been killed. And that is flamboyant because we get child Ivankov. And he says, "Hee-haw! Hey, faith up! So you are the star of this farce? A buccaneer, no wonder. You carry the blood of the giants in you." Okay, it's all coming together. Giant Straw Hat in Marie Joie belonged to Joy Boy. Joy Boy was a buccaneer. So that's why it's giant. Joy Boy is half giant. The Buccaneers are some kind of special race of half giant. Half something else. That's what I'm going with. Big Bro, and we see Ivankov with a slave called Ginny. So obviously Ginny is going to die because Ivankov and Kuma, we know where both of them are, but Ginny is nowhere to be seen in the modern day. So it can be assumed that Ginny is dead, or else it's the... No, could Ginny be Inazumi? Is it Inazumi? Inazuma One Piece. Yeah. So either Ginny is dead or Ginny is Inazuma. Those are the 2 options. Yeah, but Ginny says, "Big Bro here is pretty big himself, don't you think?" And Ivankov says, "The only thing big about me is my head, not." Now listen, you morons. Why do you all have hopeless looks glued to your faces? I, for one, want to live. Well, what are you going to do? Okay. So break next week. But when we get back from the break, I think we're getting God Valley. I think we're finally going to see God Valley. And we're going to see Prime Garp after seeing a self-admitted weaker Garp. We're going to see Prime Garp. We're going to see Prime Roger, which we haven't seen in the story, and we're going to see Rox, who is someone strong enough that it took both Garp and Roger to fight him. And we might see Shanks as a baby getting found by the Roger pirates. I am so hyped for this. Yeah, that's just... Oh man. So much content. So much fucking content. Oh my god. Let's go. Yeah, that's... Oh my god. I'm so hyped. Yeah. If you enjoyed, thanks for watching anyway. If you enjoyed, consider dropping a like, consider subscribing for more. Only doing reacts at the moment, but looking to branch out in the next while. Do more videos on this second channel again, because it's been dead for a while. We're resurrecting it though. We're resurrecting it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, consider dropping a like, consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Peace.